Xiliu or a girl is reading other people's daughters. Some people, because her waist is very thin, tall and slim and lovely, playfully called her fine willow. Xiliu grew very clever, literate, loved reading books, physiognomy, but taciturn man, who never said length, but where there is a door suitor, who must personally marry him. Many people have seen, are not fancy, the age of 19 already, parents angry and said the world has yet worthy of you, when are you going to do a spinster? Xiliu said I really want to be themselves and not but the latter days of life, but such a long time did not find the right, this is my life from now on, let parents call the shots now. At that time there was a scholar surnamed Gao, also the children of aristocratic families. After hearing Xiliu's reputation, it sent a dowry Qiuqin. After marriage, the couple is very affectionate. High-born ex-wife's death left a son, named Changfu, was 5 years old. Xiliu takes good care of dependents. Xiliu sometimes back home, Changfu to go on crying, yells at him too. After more than a year, Xiliu gave birth to a son, and named Long Presume. High school students asked the meaning of Long Presume. Xiliu said, no other meaning, let's just hope he is always around and nothing. Xiliu not good at needlework, do not pay attention to learn, but for field position, how much of the tax, books are by questioning, fear not know nothing detail. A long time, she told high school students home of the things you do not control, and handed me take care of it, I do not know if I can be good in this house. Gao Sheng what she says to do, 6 months in, things at home like no delay, high school students think Xiliu very capable. One day, high school students go to the next village to drink, who happens to have tax dunning cane, while knocking at the door while cursing. Xiliu good words to console the servants, they do not walk in had to quickly put high school students' nunnery called back. Qiuqin people left. High school students smiled and said Xiliu, a smart woman no today is not a silly man, right? Xiliu here, you head down crying. Hai Ra scared quickly advised her in hand, Xiliu is still depressed. High students do not have the heart to let chores tired Xiliu, still want their own auspices, Xiliu refused. Xiliu still stay up late to get up early every day, diligent management, often put in the first year of the second year of tax ready, so throughout the year Qiuqin seen people boarding pass, and in this way to plan food and clothing expenses, and therefore costs more loose, so particularly happy high life once and Xiliu joked what finds I Xiliu may thin waist, limbo fine, finer and delighted mind. Xiliu replied Hai Lang Chang high carry high grade, high chi, high character, and I hope particularly high number of life. The village was selling a good coffin, Xiliu hesitate to use expensive to buy, not enough money, and their direction relatives and neighbors to borrow money. High school students do not think it needed something that would not let her buy again and again, always Xiliu not listen. Coffin saved more than a year, there is a rich man who died at home, bring double the price higher than the original price to buy the coffin. High school students because it is profitable to discuss and find willow, Xiliu do not sell. I asked why, Xiliu did not say then asked, Xiliu will cry tears. High school students feel very strange, but do not have the heart to go against Xiliu to mean, no selling. In another year, high school students 25 years old, Xiliu let him taking a trip, he came home a little later, one by one servant went out looking for him, so my friends make fun of him. One day, high school students go to a friend's house to drink, I felt ill, went home, fell off halfway from the ride, and he died. It was a hot day, thanks to the coffin clothes and bedding and other things are well prepared. The neighbors admire this fine Li Kongming. When Changfu year old, began to learn to make a fuss. After the death of his father, he and Johnson both lazy, unwilling to study, often run out and put cattle children play. Scolded him he did not change, then I hit him, he still naughty disobedient. Xiliu helpless, called him and told him, if you do not want to study, how can compel how about you but poor people cannot support idlers, you can put your clothes down, and servants to work together, otherwise, pumping you with a whip. You cannot regret it. So long blessing to wear torn clothes. Let him go herdsman, let him get a rough bull. And the servants came back together to eat porridge. A few days later, Changfu feels so bitter, cried and knelt in the yard, still willing to say reading. Xiliu turned face to the wall, do not listen to him. Changfu no choice but to hold the whip. She went herdsman. Autumn will soon pass. Changfu, who had no clothes, no shoes, feet, rain hit him, he sews Hao Tao like a beggar. After seeing the neighbors are very sorry for him, after marrying his wife, pointing to all Xiliu, said to be a warning, said a lot of gossip. Xiliu also heard some little, but does not care. Changfu cannot stand the pain, through the pig escaped, Xiliu also left unchecked, without questioning. After a few months, Changfu nowhere to go begging, haggard on back. He did not dare go home immediately, begging the neighbor lady told Xiliu. Xiliu said if he can pay 100 stick, you can come see me, otherwise, you leave early child. Changfu heard that, immediately ran home crying and said, willing to suffer stick. Xiliu asked today no regret it, Changfu said. Regret? Xiliu said since regret, you do not hit, you want to stick to home, fed them, repeat not spare. Changfu crying and said willing to pay 100 sticks, please let me also to study it. Xiliu does not agree, the neighbor lady kept on persuasion, was agreed. Let Xiliu Changfu bathe, changed clothes to him, let him study with the teacher together with his brother presume long. Changfu since then study hard, very different now, 3 years after the exams and scholar. Yangzhuang Changxi his article is very appreciated, each shall he granary silver, to finance his study. Long presume stupid, read the book a few years will not write the name, Xiliu let him leave school farming, he was idle, afraid of toil, anger. Xiliu said segment of society have their own career, you either cannot read and cannot farm, which have not starved to death in road Gulliot, immediately beaten, from then on, so he led the servants farming, as long as one day get up late, Xiliu will immediately dried his meal, clothes and food, a good mother gave my brother, long presume although not say it, but they secretly injustice, farm work finished, the mother pay for a longer presume to learn to do business, Changfu in prostitution and gambling, money hand on the light, also lie and say the robbers stole, or blame bad luck, to deceive his mother, Xiliu found, almost killing him. 4 long straight knees pleading, beaten wish for his brother, anger. Xiliu was cancelled. Since then, as long as he went out, he sent Xiliu detectors. Long presume behavior slightly astringent, but his heart is not willing. One day, Long a request to presume mother, business people want to go to Luoyong. Actually I want to take out travel to distant lands, in order to arbitrarily joy, but is uneasy lest the mother does not agree. Xiliu here, no doubt a little, immediately took 32 bits and pieces of silver, and is ready to pack up for him, and finally gave him a whole pound, said this is your grandfather left behind when an officer, do not spend, can be pressed at the bottom, for a rainy day. Besides, you first leave home to learn to do business, did not dare hope to make huge profits, as long as it does now lost 300 pence, on the line before his departure, and has repeatedly asked, Long presume repeatedly promised, running away from the road, contented, self-satisfied, to Luoyong, Long presume to have no dealings with the businessman, but to live a well-known prostitute Li Ji home, live a dozen night, gradually ran out of money piecemeal. He thinks there is a large pound in the luggage, I began to worry will not spend money to take to the drilling of a look, turned out to be false. Long presume alarmed. Li Pimp seeing this, his sarcastic satire. Long presume was very upset, but the capsule empty nowhere to go. Li Ji also want to be able to forget the past and love, do not immediately thrust him out. Soon, 2 people holding the rope broke in and took him tied up. Long presume excited and nervous because I do not know what fear, humbly asked what reason, has turned out to be false. Li Ji silver stolen went to the official report. To the official, unable to defend themselves presume Long, almost tortured to death. Later in the prison of income, no money RBI, abused by prison guards, had to beg for food from other prisoners linger. At first, when presumed to be a long trip, Xiliu Changfu said, "Remember that after 20 days we'll send you to Luoyang to me many things, I'm afraid to forget." Changfu asked his mother what words to say. Xiliu feels dejected. Changfu afraid to ask, they back out. After 20 days Changfu asked mother. Xiliu sighed, "Your brother now so frivolous debauchery, and you will then be a kind of truancy if I do not take notoriety. How can you have people today I say cruel, but my tears wet pillow mat every day, people do not know then tears." Changfu stand is listening, not questioning. Xiliu cry over, then said, "Your brother wandering of the heart die, so he gave him fake money suffered a setback, and now he wanted to have imprisoned the Yang Hong Chang good to you. You go to beg him to save your brother from the dead, it has made him apologetic." Changfu immediately starting to Luoyang. The younger brother has been arrested 3 days. He immediately went to the prison to visit, such as a long-faced ghost presumed faint breath, saw his brother cry, feel ashamed. Changfu crying, "Fu Yang Hong Chang long time by the favor, so near and far know his name." Magistrate knew he was long after presumed brother, quickly released a long presumed to home, afraid angry mother, kneeling before his mother came. Mother looked at him and said, "Your desire to achieve it." Changfu tears afraid to speak. Changfu also knelt together. This mother yells loudly called them up. Since then, long presume repentant, the home of all kinds of things are done diligently, even if the occasional lazy. Xiliu is no longer rebuke asked. After a few months, Xiliu not talk to him about doing business to do. He would like to request mother still do business, but did not dare. I had this idea to his brother, Xiliu, after I heard a very happy, and tried to give him the loan, half profit doubled. This year, in a move Changfu, and after 3 years, a comprehensive examination scholars Changfu business also earn tens of thousands. Luoyang County has to go to the people, saying Changfu home to see the old lady, older 40, also like 30 years of age, and simply dressed, like everyone else. Different, she said. Evil stepmother. Special note of black symbol. This book came out, stepmother made of cotton with aloe to the anterior chamber of his son, and it was spread, and the hateful stepmother, the same ancient and modern, really sat all. Some stepmother, in order to avoid slander others, they often make things overkill, so sit back and indulge their children, do not go discipline, such abuse of children and the stepmother. What difference does it make? Daily playing their own biological child. People do not think violent fight his former wife and children, then there will be accusations that Xiliu not only cruel to the son of his ex-wife, but if her son born elite, then how to make their own good intentions are people of the world to know it? But she is not afraid of suspects, without any hesitation liable, and ultimately to a 2 sons when the officer, made a fortune, especially stand in the world. This is not only the women, the men which is also a bit literate.